So let's start with the next one, that is S3 bucket versioning. So yeah, in this specific one, we are going to learn about bucket versioning in AWS S3, right? And when I'm saying this word versioning, and if you're hitting somewhere to GitHub, right? So you're actually directing to the same place, and that is actually correct. Now, when I say versioning, it's basically we are taking a snapshot of the current archival of the current object. And why we are taking the object backup? Because it is a part of disaster recovery or a rollback plan, right? Bucket versioning is used to protect accidental object deletion or overwrite. Now let's consider if there is a log file which consists thousands of lines of logs and someone or an intern accidentally overwrites it. How do you recover it? It's not Excel that you just do Control Z and things will be back again, right? Things are getting stored in cloud. At that time, specific time, bucket versioning comes into role, and this actually helps a lot, right? Because we have snapshot each and everything. Bucket versioning can also be used for data retention and archival. Once you enable bucket versioning, it cannot be disabled, but it can be suspended, right? This statement is pretty much straightforward for understanding because we actually can enable versioning, but you can suspend it. You cannot disable it, right? Now, what will happen if you suspend the versioning? What will happen to the previous snapshot? It will still be there, right? Okay. Now, updation is done on the following actions, that is put, post, copy, delete actions. Okay. Now, when versioning is enabled and you try to delete any object, there is a delete marker thing which is placed on the object, which actually signifies that we tried to delete this specific object, right? And if you delete that delete marker, your object will be back to square one, right? It will be present. Okay. Now, suspending versioning doesn't mean that the previous versions are deleted. It will still be there, as I mentioned earlier, right? So now consider that this is the user, you are this user, and you're uploading a file, right? And then this is the version one, initial version one. Then you updated it, then it became version two. Then you again update it, then it became version three. That is how versioning works, right? And if you read this thing, that is, it will be your S3 resource followed by your bucket name and followed by the file name, right? That was all about S3 versioning. In the following video, we are actually going to implement versioning, and we are going to see how actually delete marker works and how actually versioning helps us in uh, restoring the previous file, right? All right, that was all about this technical aspect, and see you in the next one.